following podcast contains possibly triggering material and strong language. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the speaker's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the Ride the Rebellion podcast and Craft Show Digital. The material and information presented here is for general information and entertainment purposes only.
We brought all the stuff and like my stand, and so then Phil Wilborn was there, Casey and Lucas, and then Todd and me, and they were like, "We'll do it." I should have videoed it because all four of them are working on my bike at one time.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
They all literally jumped in and like helped put it all in, and I was like, I feel better with. There's 3 engineers and
a lawyer,
or
whatever
the fuck you guys are. I'm like, cool, looks great. And like they're like, well, wait a minute, is it good? Like Todd's like, I don't know. They're like, everything's got to be so precise, and I'm like, looks fine to me.
Yeah, I would never get anything done. if you had engineers doing everything, I would never get anything done.
It actually, I just had to drink and like step away. I'm like, you guys.
It would kill
and
me.
Casey and I are standing over there, and Casey's like, they're trying to figure out how to do it like gently to get because we had to take the bottom bracket out and you basically just hit the other side. And I was like, I would just use a screwdriver and put on the back and hammer it like a pig. Casey's like, that's what I would have already done. He's like, you're not using it again, right? I'm like, no, I got a new one. And those dudes are over there, and Casey goes, Dale and I would already had this out. He just kept saying shit. It's funny.
I'm gonna put that in.
Okay, that's fine.
What do I care?
No one.
It's already on the front.
Yeah.
Too late. Podcast already started.
Oh, okay, cool. We would have had it out though, Todd.
Todd's gonna hear that and be like real mad.
I'm not working on your bike ever again.
And then he'll apologize like he's Canadian.
He is Canadian.
We do have Canadian listeners, 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
All 7.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's Ride Rebellion podcast. We've already started the show. You should have known that by now. If you don't know who we are, I don't care.
Yeah. Or you're new because you're part of the Spider Brigade.
What was that?
The 555,000 people that have
Dale's
watched the Spider video.
Post. You're gonna chase a dragon. That's what that's called.
I'm done.
When you just like try and make the same. Birdie's chewing on shit on the floor. If you guys hear stuff, it's like whatever. She's chewing on some bone. You're gonna chase a dragon, which is like you try and hit that virality over and over again.
Nah, you know what's funny
Dale makes only spider videos now.
Yeah, I just made some videos that were like dudes talking about this is the greatest place ever. My favorite thing is with my friends, stuff like that. And those are all every video I posted since the spider video has been a lot of views.
Well,
compared to our normal.
You're in the. I saw this guy that was trying to explain the algorithm because nobody knows because there's no published anywhere. I guess the engineers know, but they're not allowed to talk about it. This guy was talking about pretty much every video when you start a new channel, especially, but like if you've been quiet for a moment and you post a video and suddenly it starts bumping, it's because the algorithm at the moment that they've been able to kind of prove this, whenever you post a video, not consistent. This is why I hate Gary Vee. But when you post a new video and it's relevant, slightly relevant, or while it's trying to figure out relevancy, it'll actually boost it beyond your audience reach to try and see what happens. Yours, for some reason, went viral on a different... So it like boosted it beyond your spot and then it took off.
Yeah.
And so you got virality out of it. And then the rest of them are still riding that wave of potential new viewers. But chances are you'll post a really good video and then you'll tell me, you'll be like, dude, that video was so good. I worked so long on it. It got 100 views.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it works.
Yeah, that's the way it always... Every video that we've had with tons of views, like even ones that you professionally done, they get like minimal views.
Yeah, I mean, the concept of virality is that it's viral because you didn't expect. You don't walk around and go, you know what? I think I'm going to get sick today. I'm going to get a virus today. You don't do that. It just happens, right? You just happens upon you.
The other thing about it's like movies too. Like a lot of the greatest movies, people didn't think were going to be the best.
Oh, there's tons of. I mean, on the other podcast I do, there's tons of movies where we go through them, and Tony will be like, "Here's the box office." I'm like, "Oh, that's crap."
Yeah.
Because, however, it's a cult classic. Like it's something that people watch. It's big stuff too. It's
I feel like Boondock Saints was one of those cult classics.
Oh, 100%. It got passed around like it went viral. literally by handing off a VHS tape or DVD.
That's how I saw it.
Right.
DVD in college. Some dude's like, you heard of the Boondock Saints? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. That's how it worked.
3 hours later, I'm telling everybody else.
But there were
for
skate
hours.
videos that way. I'm
Yeah,
sure there
yeah.
was mountain bike videos. I was more of a skater, but there was
BMX
mountain bike videos, BMX videos. Yeah, yeah. All that stuff existed where you would hand it off.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting side about that, the one thing I thought was really, we've talked about it before on this, but from a cinema study or from a media study standpoint, what's always fascinating to me is if you go back to that era, I am not here to say it's better than any other era. That's stupid. My kids are going to think their era is way better than ours.
Yeah.
Right. But the one thing that we can say that from a study standpoint is we had an engagement level that wasn't just a share button.
Mm-hmm.
I had to seek out my friend Dale, who likes BMX bikes, to show him this BMX video that someone gave to me. And because of that, you actually have a higher engagement rate, like truly, because now I'm connecting with you as a friend on something beyond just passing thought.
Correct.
This is like, hey, Dale, sit down with me and experience, or you watch this at your own leisure and then we can talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mix CDs, mix tapes, think about all that stuff. We would hand it off and go back and forth.
That's a fact. And the funny thing is that when you talk about those things, like I've watched 50 videos on YouTube this week. I can't tell you the creator of any of them.
Right.
But I can tell you all the BMX videos and the names of them and the creators. And actually Barry Page was at the trail the other day and we had this long talk about BMX videos in the 90s. And we all had it still baffles me that I grew up 900 miles away from here and we had the same experiences with the same things without the internet.
Right.
So like him and I talking about BMX videos and I'm like, dude, you remember this? He's like, oh yeah, dude, I watch that all the time. Like, so it's just funny to like throw out those names, but I wouldn't know those names unless I had to buy like you're saying, I had to buy the VHS.
Yeah, intention.
Yeah, I had to like,
I mean, I have like maybe 3 YouTubers that I could tell you what their videos were. Like there's a guy named Preston. I don't know the name of his page. I just know his name is Preston. If you type it in, he usually pops up. He's pretty viral. He builds dumb shit and then, but he's just really funny. Like what he does is really clever. He builds a lot of rail cars where he's just going on abandoned rails, trying stuff. Like he took an e-bike that was converted into a rail car, but then he forgot the key for the battery. So he only had one battery. Like it's just dumb stuff, but it's cool to watch him because he talks more about failure because he fails a lot. And he talks more about failure, but you're laughing along with him and you can't help but like him. He's just a pleasant guy. And then like 2 others, but that's it. The rest of them, and one guy doesn't even put out content anymore because he had a baby but he only put out 4 videos. Every video went viral. Is a guy named Super Ordinary and his stuff is killer. Like it's creative stuff, but like it's super killer. But they're like 25 to 30 minutes and they're so well made. You feel like you're watching a movie. Those people. But the thousands of other clips, dude, my algorithm is full of shit I could care less about or even know who they are.
And I have this thing, if you're trying to chase things on social media, just stop. Like I use it for information. I use it to like try to keep the stoke alive during the week or like for maybe myself, like, hey, we're riding. Like, hey, here, let's go ride. And I do it also because I'm bored. But I think that the people that are like chasing fame or wealth from social media, you're chasing your tail. It's not going to happen. Yeah. The thing about it is like you could create the best content ever. And unless you have a ton of followers, people are like, well, I'm not following that guy. There's not other follower. You know, like I've noticed that since our followership has gone, like, listen, y'all, I have a wagon page that I built, custom wagons that has like 12,000 followers on it. And I don't post anything. And it's just because people still follow it. I haven't posted anything on there for like 3 years.
They see
the numbers and they're like, oh, 12,000. I want to be part of that. And they just click it. And it's like to try to grow it for financial reasons.
But we've talked about it before. Like that's the those people are trying to be part of a community.
Correct. Yeah.
And it goes into some stuff that Amber has said, that Uncle Ducky or Ducky has said, that Toby has talked about, that Will Keener has talked about, all of our different Brittany, all these different people that listen to the show. We've all said the same shit. We're like an echo chamber of positivity, luckily.
Correct.
But like all of those people are
on air positivity.
Yeah. They're looking for community. And so it's the same idea. I think Samba or any organization could have bigger growth. You just have to find the community that it is. What we did inadvertently was we found the community within it and said, oh, this is what we want to do. So we would go out and do the Reb. Now we have our own community. It's not part of Samba, but we don't remember. What I'm saying is Samba for a lot of people is those YouTubers no one cares about.
Right.
You don't know their names. Reb became intent for a lot of people in that side of it. And I think any organization does that, especially those bigger, big group and all that kind of stuff. I think you have to know there's going to be subgroups. The reality is the game should be like, how do you unite the subgroups?
Right.
And I think one way that like Toby does it, Chase does it really well, and I guess other guys too, but those are the two I can reference, is they have different types of rides. It's not just all downhill stuff at either spot. It's like, hey, this is an XC day or this is a kids day. And by doing that, at least you open up the idea of like, everybody can be in their own little compartmentalized. They're the fans of the videos that don't want spiders because they're arachnophobic like me. So,
well, I mean, I think that what it does is it gives identity.
Oh, for sure.
Right. Like the Reb has an identity. We have a culture we've created. The Samba as a whole doesn't really have a culture. It never really did.
Right.
If there was a culture, it was a negative culture based on previous things that have happened or current things that may happen or be said or done.
I'm going to give a shout out to Chris and them at ACBC. I think the biggest fail of any organization is when you limit the people. And I think the challenge I would have with Samba is all of us can say in that case, something like that. The people that want to come ride there are immediately imitated. And we've talked about intimidated into a corner so deep that they can't. So like if you're on a ride, Chickasaw, right? We had a good ride over there. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, but like we had a good ride over Chickasaw, and then you guys rode and somebody tagged along, but you guys were way warmed up. You were on the back half of your run. You were going to push because you were like, let's use the rest of our energy. Let's blow it out. Not a time to play drop ride. Like this is a drop ride. We're going as fast as we can. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, the early ride was for that.
Correct. So if you miss that, you can't expect everybody to tailor it back. However, Samba should be no one going fast. Yeah. You should only go as fast as the slowest person on those Tuesday rides. If you want to go fast, go ride on your own. Get another group, just like we said, and break it out. But if not, like someone rolls up in the parking lot and there are big badass bikes everywhere. No, it should be that you bring your worst bike to the Tuesday night ride. Bring your jankiest bike to Tuesday night so that when those new people show up,
good luck.
Yeah. Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like ego. It's a commitment beyond just like, who gives a shit what new riders think about you? You're not going to ride with them. But you got to come to terms with that and say like, okay, am I here for the riders? Am I here for me? If you're going to the Reb, Dale Boyd Sports Management, full send it. If you're going out in public to events, Dale Boyd Sports Management, full send it. If you're doing a Samba ride, who gives a literally get that Jameis out and fucking ride that mother trucker.
Well,
and you got to prove
nothing. I will push back a tad bit because the Samba group rides, I've tried every single thing.
No,
possible.
I know. I get it.
It's like,
we're not a mountain bike culture, though.
No, that's the problem. That's what I was going to say. The culture
we are a ride culture. We have a ride culture.
That's why I made that post this week is like, culture does exist. Our mountain bike culture is alive, and it is
I would call it riding culture.
Okay, that's fair. But like, we are here. We just don't get recognized by the local culture because they don't know about it. Like,
but Mobile has a riding culture, but Mobile in this area is not a riding town.
Right.
Like we're not bike friendly. There's no greenways. The roads are like drivers here hate cyclists.
They hate runners too because I was running in the bike lane and about got peeled.
I don't know where we stand in the obesity chart, but Alabama and Mississippi are probably pretty close, neck and neck, or roll and roll, maybe. But normally it's this weird thing. I was talking to a buddy about it last night. Like I'm just kind of over the idea that right now, like whatever the culture is. The troll culture is everything. Right. It's all about tearing somebody else down. So if they're in a car and they see you running on the side of the road, what does it tell them? They probably know they should be healthier, but now you're reminding them. So troll them.
Yeah.
Right.
You're less than them at that point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're mad at themselves. But I mean, and that's the same with riding stuff. Or somebody comes out, the same thing. Somebody comes out to a ride, a group ride. Let's say it's a no drop, a true no drop. And they come out to a no drop ride. Well, our job is to like, we're going to coddle you, right? We're going to try and do our best to keep everybody together and take long breaks. But as soon as the time is up, or if we're going to a private ride, like, I mean, in fairness, Chris was trailing behind a little bit on Saturday. Sunday, whatever day that was Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Chris was, but he was like, guys, just keep going. The only
Yeah.
reason I would say no was because I've ridden with Chris at Chickasaw, and he and I get lost in our own underpants when we're out there. Like, it's brutal. Like, we just don't know where, we just haven't ridden it enough to, I don't.
Well, plus
he didn't either.
It is a group ride. Like,
yeah, but we were all going different speeds.
Well, yeah, but
and no one was upset.
No, this is what I like to say, like how I've like got the group ride to a point that other people don't. I like to go, I'll go fast at my speed or whatever speed I want to do, understanding that if I want to do that, then I'm going to wait longer and give them a break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I'll tell whoever's behind me, like, I think it was Kevin. I'm like, hey, we're going to go fast, but we're going to have to wait longer. Like, no problem. This is the point. But like, we can either slow down, it's like, let's just go fast, enjoy it, and then enjoy our break too, and not get mad about it.
You guys were chugging, but like when I was riding behind you, I was right by you. I didn't feel like you were going, like, it was for me, it was at the perfectly appropriate pace, a fitness pace, right?
Yeah, I think,
and that was on Misery, which is not necessarily the funnest crap to. I mean, Black Forest is much harder, I think. But.
Yeah, when we went back out, when we knew we didn't have to stop, it got pretty sporty, but we also were 20 miles in, so on big, fat, heavy bikes. But it's still like, I'm trying to get my fitness back riding there. So it's like, if I go for a group ride, I don't want to go ride there by myself. So like, any ride I go there is a group ride.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to at least hammer these sections.
But
it's
even if you're speeding up and then stopping, you're doing really good, like, conditional training.
Correct.
Right?
You're giving yourself that. Yeah.
And so you're getting that build up.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter whether you could do a zone 2 ride based on how some people ride. And sure, you're going to burn a bunch of fat from zone 2.
Mine isn't even out there. Mine isn't even about like going way faster than other people. Mine is about, I have to carry a certain amount of speed to get up these next hills.
Yeah.
It's like, I have to go down this fast, or I have to climb this fast to go down the next one faster.
Which sounds silly to anybody that does not ride where we ride.
No.
Because everywhere else, you learn that's how you ride a bike. Like, when I go to Chattanooga, my brain switches back over to be like, oh, go downhill fast so you can go back up. Here, we only just go downhill fast and slow ride up because we're just going downhill.
Yeah.
Like, we just don't have the luxury of.
We don't have switchbacks.
No.
They're straight ups. You're either going
except
down
for Chickasaw. It does have switchbacks. And there's a few at Blakely, but most of Blakely is not either.
Yeah.
It's like flat and then suddenly a climb. And you're like, well, I didn't get any speed to get there. Like, you can tell it's just. Part of it is the environment that our trail builders built the trails in. They didn't necessarily know how to play it well enough to do that stuff. So
there's some spots at Chickasaw, I think, that could be pretty sweet with some little small berms added or things like that.
Sure.
There's a lot of potential there for sure.
Yeah, it is what it is. And that's what I was going to bring up is like, it was one of those times where, I mean, I enjoy riding my bike anytime I can ride my bike. I don't really care. I ride street rides on Saturdays sometimes with Chris at their shop, but I just like riding bikes. It's fun in a group, whatever, even though sometimes people don't talk. I make them talk, but they don't talk. But the Chickasaw stuff, and again, it's something that I think a lot of us, that if you have a home trail that you're used to riding, you take advantage of. And you just, to me, it's like, it starts to feel routine. And like the Reb at this point has started to feel routine because I just refuse to ride anywhere else. And with spring break, I'm not driving across the bay. Now that it's over, I might go to Blakely. But point is, it's like, we've talked about it before, but it's like having that escape to break that mold, to then be like, oh, pushing yourself doesn't necessarily mean you got to hit a 20-foot gapper. Pushing yourself could just mean getting out of the same old and being like, oh, I'm going to go a little bit faster, uncomfortably faster, meaning like, I don't know these trails that well, but I'm XCing it. I'm not saying do that on some jump shit, but like XCing it enough to be like, yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable. That's a growth point. You know, it's that kind of shit.
Yeah. I never thought Chickasaw would actually like reignite a mountain bike love. I guess I didn't really fall out of love with it, but it was like going out there, and I just did it on a whim with Pat. He had never been there, and I was like, let's go ride the bug. I hadn't done it for a year because I was still frustrated about their lack of cooperation.
Oh, it's still garbage, yeah.
Not
the trails, but the effort.
Yeah. So took Pat, and then we rode, and I was like, man, I forgot. This is actually kind of fun. So I've actually ridden like 60 miles there in 3 weeks just because it's like, oh, well, I was going to the Reb to try to get like 10 miles or so, and realizing like I can get 10 miles there. It's not as fluid as Chickasaboga is with, you know, there's a circle. I mean, not a circle, but an ending and a beginning. And so like, it just was like, oh, hey, this is way more fun. Like, hey, I can do this. So now it's like, oh, wait, I want to ride more again. And last week I ended up riding like 60 miles total, I think, because I rode. And then at the Reb, inadvertently, I rode 10 miles Friday. And then Sunday I rode at the Bogue again. But so it's like, I don't know. It just was fun. And I think other people were like, oh, wait, it is fun. I took Todd there and you and other people, and they're like, oh, wait, it is fun again. I didn't realize that we could be disappointed in the outcome of, because I hadn't been there since the grand opening. Like I basically wrote it off. I was like, F that place. The county can go F itself. But now I'm like, well, let's just ride it.
Yeah.
And here's my thought is like, I still have this like terrible thought that one day we're going to show up and there's a fence at the Reb, like we can't get through. So that has to be our alternative. It's the next closest place. So
yeah, the only crap side is you could, but you put yourself in a little bit of a legal situation if you tried to hold Thanksgiving there.
Oh, yeah, because you can't have alcohol there. You're not supposed to.
And they drive around.
Oh, yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
We used to go there and do drugs. And I don't mean like coke and heroin. We would literally go there and you'd smoke a bunch of weed in the woods or whatever. Yeah. Or the few times.
Oh, you can still do that. You just have to disc golf.
Yeah, 100%.
On one of their 5 disc golf courses.
We would do acid.
Oh,
we would drop acid and go camping. And then you wouldn't leave. So you were actually in a pretty safe environment.
I think
for that
there's
situation.
still people out there on acid that never left.
That's meth.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Meth acid. It's meth and acid mixed together.
It is weird. I mean, every time I've been there, though, I've seen a sheriff roll through.
Yeah, they check it pretty heavily.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure you could get away with it, but then as rowdy as Jankfest has gotten, like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Because when we were riding, I was like, man, this would be, because it's built for camping. It has showers. It's perfect for it, but like, they won't let you do anything fun with it. No. So you couldn't sit there and you could try and sneak them in, but the rowdy it gets.
Well, like, then, you know, that whole field with the pavilion and everything, like it's perfectly set up for a festival, but that'll never happen.
They might pass it. You just have to I think you have to get some kind of like.
What you have to get is people on the decision-making committees that are actually mountain bikers.
How about just cyclists in general? Because
or anybody that's a recreationalist. How about
they enjoy? Yeah, they enjoy a little bit of exercise.
Yeah,
their exercise is walking for the second plate of buffet.
Yeah, it is ironic that I sent you the thing yesterday, and they put it on all their social media. I tagged Visit Mobile in one of our videos, and like, hey, what if we got all of this, but for everyone in the community? And of course, they didn't tag us, but they like half hour later they post the thing about the trails that are in Mobile, and it was just this like 1/4 mile paved trail they have now.
The one right there by Old Molester Park or Diddler Park.
And that's all they posted it. Like, there are trails in Mobile.
It's a trail that dead ends into nothing.
Yes.
Into Hobo Town.
Yeah. And it's only like 1/4 mile long.
Yeah. We rode it a few times. Remember when those guys were trying to kick us off? And I mean, I've had people yell at me. And I'm like, I don't care. Stop me. Like, what are you going to do? Like, we just kept riding. Like,
now it's open. They put lights and cameras up for your safety.
What's that going to do? So they can later watch the video of you getting unfortunately assaulted in the woods?
Yeah.
It's not like the cops are going to make it there in time. Shout out to Aaron. I'm sure he would try. He's Superman.
Yeah.
But he might be building a cabinet.
There's a lot.
Hold on, I got to put down this nail gun.
Lots of obstacles.
Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, that was the majority of where I was going to touch with it, was just like the idea of going back to maybe somewhere you haven't ridden in a while and going to revisit it,
or ride a style that you haven't been riding.
That too. I mean, I rode my road. Well, it's not really. I guess it's a gravel bike. It has 1030B, so I guess it's gravel. I rode that on Saturday and then left it with Chris to fix it because it needed some love. But it was fun. It was like, I don't like the way you feel on it. Like, I don't like drop bars.
I've never ridden a bike with drop bars.
It's weird because for me, I was like too lean forward.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a whole separate fit issue on that side. But one update on that, just real quick, because I've actually had people ask me. I have not gone to Joseph because it was spring break. I don't drive across the bridge when it's busy. Yeah. I don't want to deal with the headache of traffic.
And I went over there 5 times last week.
Yeah, that's your problem.
It was fine.
Desperate for cranks.
Yeah, no, I didn't even get crank parts. But
No.
we went to the beach twice, and Joseph's.
Y'all never had bad traffic?
Never.
No. So in my brain, it's just that. Maybe it's psychosis for me. I just hate it. So I haven't been with Joseph to do that yet. However, I made 2 small adjustments and tested it. So I raised my bars up. Because I had mine at like, I don't know. I don't care about enough. I just know that I raised them. I'm not going to tell you the science behind it because I literally don't care. I raised
There's
them up.
probably a YouTube channel that has it.
I'm sure. I'm sure there's a new writer that can come tell me. That's inside baseball, folks. But you guys all laughed at it because you all know.
Yeah,
you all know.
Because new writers, that's their virtue signaling of like, I'm a writer. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
When they get deeper in, they realize that super experienced writers don't know a damn thing about mountain bike.
Don't care
how to work on them. That's
why
I
know enough to make it work. Anyway, so I did that, and then I also changed. I'm going to have to get a new dropper. This is pretty much confirmed. I've been riding. My dropper is at 155, and I was reading something about leg extension, which I did. I think ChatGPT told me this. So riding, my seat's at the peak, so I just have to like get it to the top and then squish it down just a little bit. We rode Chickasaw, no back pain, none, 0, like nice. Not a single drop. Felt pretty good. My quads didn't tire. I mean, I have pretty good legs, but like I had no like muscle fatigue in that sense. I had general like, blasting out. What is that called when you have all your, basically I used up all my carbs and
you were just bonking.
Glycogen bonk. Yeah. I had that just from needing like a little sugar hit, but nothing like in that way. And it's been consistently that way. So I do believe when I go to Joseph, he's going to be like drop or post. I need a new saddle, but a couple little things. But I do believe that that's part of the scenario. So if you are having any ailments and you don't feel great, I would do small tests because lowering my seat just a pinch, huge difference. Huge.
Yeah.
It feels weird because I'm so used to riding higher, and now I'm a little bit in the cockpit.
Yeah, there's never been a unless you've had a bike fit, the scientific seat height has never been. Right. It's just like, that looks good.
Well, everybody's body's different, right? Yeah, it's just like buying a bike. Technically, I read this whole big study on reach. The only thing that really matters is reach. You should have, and based on your height, it should be reach, not the size they tell you, but the actual reach measurement. So some companies' large is closer to somebody else's like large, like a medium large.
Yeah.
And so you've got to like look at, it's that kind of stuff of like, whatever. So I just know you just fuck with it till you get it right.
Yeah. It's your bike.
Yeah. So now it's better.
It's like having a car.
I need a new shock. That's my new
seat
one.
Right.
I got that fixed too. I guess that was 3 things because I did move my seat back and it made a difference.
Yeah.
But now I'm blowing. My shock is just can't handle it. I'm out. I'm over biking myself at this point.
Yeah.
Under biking. I don't know what you say there.
I don't know either.
Because it does fine on the ride, but even at Chickasaw, not like there's no jumps there, but like even there, like I could see my compression was like I was perfect, but I'm always on the edge, and I don't feel like on some big hits when I've been doing some stuff at the Reb or some other places, bigger hits I start to feel like. So I'm gonna have to figure it out or change bikes again.
Yeah. My bike is never adjusted correctly, so it always needs something. My suspension's too dialable. Is that a word?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. Somebody asked about it and I was like, I don't know. I built a race car that I can't even work on.
I will. John Hoyt you have a Tygon, right?
Yeah.
He put a Tygon on his Yeti, and there was very specific stuff, and he did a Reddit deep dive and all that junk. And he said he wrote it one day, and he called me and he was all excited. Again, buyer's excitement.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote the next day, and he was about to call me. He was like, bro, I made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, it was bucky. He just didn't like the way it was. And he's not close enough to get all the way to Jody from Chattanooga. It's just not convenient kind of scenario. And the shop had said it similar to what his air shock was. And he was like, it just wasn't right. So he used a stupid app, and he said the app's really just like a step through process. It's not really an app. It's just like a web page.
Yeah.
And down at the bottom, it had this like, I don't remember exactly what it was, this little statement that said 2 quarter turns passed or whatever, or 2 3/4. And so then he started researching that and found out like most of the guys that are riding those on a Yeti, they take it 3 full turns, whatever this means. I don't know enough. I could understand the concept when he's explaining it. And then he was like, oh, then it was different. He's like, then all of a sudden I put it in neutral and just did that. And he was like, then all of a sudden a small increment, I could feel it.
Mm-hmm.
He said prior to that, it was just like massive highs or lows. And so it's one of those kind of things. Of
I mean, I also think that going from air to coil is such a big difference that it's, and getting, a lot of people don't, I mean,
but he rode the same, in fairness, he did scientifically ride the same lane, Nutty Buddy. He rode the same one over and over again.
Yeah, that's what you have to do with it.
It is what you have to do. Otherwise, like, you can't compare. If I were to compare my shock from Chickasaw to the Reb,
yeah,
on a little bit of the XC we have, fine, but as soon as I hit a jump, it's blown. Like, it's a complete different scenario.
Yeah, I did this. I used that app too, and the app I thought was pretty intuitive. I mean, it would be exactly like talking to AI, and setting it up. But I went through 3 different springs before I got the right rate. That's the other problem.
He did too. He switched.
Like,
he went to another spring too.
You go to different spring rates. It's not like air. You can't just put more air in it. But it's, I don't know. I really like that. It feels grounded. It's amazing once you feel it.
Yeah.
Like,
I rode Toby's and I really liked it.
Yeah. It's just a different feeling. It's like you have to, the first time you feel it, you're like, what is this? It feels squishy. Like, it doesn't feel like it rebounds quick enough.
Yeah.
You have to set all that up it's different than air.
Yeah.
I feel like air you can just put in the middle and you're good.
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah. But I don't know. They're fun. It's fun to like learn about that kind of stuff, but it's also daunting.
Yeah. I just don't have it. My brain just doesn't care. Like, I want to, my enjoyment is riding the bike, not tinkering. I'm not, I tinker for a living. Like, I have 5 creative projects happening right now that I have stuff to do. And some of them are physical editing, some of them are physical filming, some of them are creative stuff. So like, I tinker. That's what I do professionally. And I get paid good money for it. My brain does not want to go continue tinkering. It wants to get on a bike and stop thinking about stuff.
Stop thinking it. Yeah.
But everybody's different. I get it.
That's
you have an office job. Tinkering is probably the greatest thing in the world because you sit in the mundane bullshit.
Yeah.
I was in a mundane meeting yesterday.
Not tinkering. And then I ended up tinkering from that meeting. I was like, oh, got to tinker. There's a lot of stuff coming up though.
Yeah, go ahead. Hit it up.
So I met Petey yesterday. I've never actually formally met him, but Jody hooked us up. He owns Oldfield Green Gable in Sylacauga. Well, this is where we're staying for the Skyway race. Well, he's like doing a bunch of stuff. Well, that doesn't matter. He was talking to me. We need to have this dude on because he owns this 120 acres or so that he grew up on. That he sent me a picture of the sign. The Green Gable was a honky tonk during Prohibition on his property.
What?
And he has the sign from it.
Sick.
And there's an old mine on his property. There's this trail to Sylacauga through his property, or Sillaward through his property. There's old creeks, like pretty sweet creeks and stuff. So he's like, I literally just want this place that people can come, stay, have fun, and ramble around on the property and do whatever you want. So, and it's like close to Pinhoti. It's like you can go hike the Pinhoti. He'll take you there, drop you off, pick you up. But I told him, I was like, well, first of all, when I first started talking to him, I was like, well, I'll come up and we'll stay there. And I'll give a review on the podcast. And then the more we talked, I was like, honestly, I think you should come on because of the information. He's talking about the Indians that came down from Ohio and other places, that he's got rocks from the Indians, that obsidian rocks that he's found on his property. Different pretty cool stuff that he was telling me about. I was like, dude, this would be awesome.
We just need to build some trails.
He has some. That's what he wants. He wants it to be like trails everywhere. Well, the cool part is from his door is 2 miles to Sillaward Trailhead, which has 15 miles or 20 miles of, that's where Skyway starts.
Yeah.
So you can ride from, that's what we're going to do on Friday. Good. Ride from his
2
house.
miles is nothing.
Yeah, no, and it's like a closed like park road to it. It's not like you're on a highway.
Oh, snap.
Road.
That's even better.
Yeah. So that's where we'll be. So the Friday night packet pickups there, and they'll have a potluck. And then Saturday he's having a DJ and everything will be there Saturday night after the race. So that's pretty sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah. And that's May 1st through the 3rd. So that'll be sweet. I'll be there. Jody will be there. The Green Gable people will be there. Duck will be there.
Yeah.
So a lot of the podcast will be there.
I don't need you.
A lot of friends of the podcast.
Working. You turned down work. I got work.
I know it was good until it wasn't.
I need to work.
So then we got that, and then I know that Bump and Grind's coming up. I'm not gonna be able to go to Bump and Grind, but it's in June.
Yeah, it's coming up in June. That ladies thing, Limitless, is in September. October you get Cortez Coast. I mean, Roller Coaster of Love, which sounds like it's just ridiculously epic. We've got Toby's told me a lot of stuff. I don't know what's public and what's not, so I ain't gonna dig myself a hole. I respect Toby and his authority.
Actually, we should just drop a bunch of stuff, and then it puts pressure on him to actually make it happen.
The problem is it'll put pressure on him to go further.
Yeah,
it's like, well, now that you know it, there's no surprise. So now, and I like him well enough to know that guy hustles enough. Like he can have a little time.
That's true.
Yeah. So there's a bunch. I'm going to go to Roller Coaster this year just to do it because I haven't been in 2 years because I'm always working. I mean, I say that, and if work comes along, I'm taking the work. People can understand. I like riding my bike, but my tunnel people, we like money more.
There was some tunnel jokes that I heard recently. I forgot.
I sent them to you.
Yeah, there was more.
Oh,
they're everywhere now.
Oh yeah, Mark Norman was just cranking on them the other day. You seen? Did I send you that thing for the show where it's stand-up comics that go into a room full of Gen Zers and they try and win them over?
No, but that's funny.
Oh my God, some of the jokes, like Mark Norman, knowing that he's making like, it's a trans, he'll do his thing, and then you'll see that it's like the crowd is women. Or identify as women or non-binary, whatever, but they're primarily in that phase. And he'll make one of those jokes and not a peep. It's just dead. And then he'll make some other joke and they'll laugh. It's really weird. So some girl comes out and she starts doing her bit, and her bit was like totally into like just she knew to lean in. So she was just leaning into making fun of Gen X and boomers and the whole thing. And the crowd was all into it. But they're just that crowd is so sensitive. They'll laugh at one thing that's offensive, but they'll be like, that's too far offensive.
I know. It's weird.
Like, there is no too far offensive.
My wife and I talked about this today. Do you think that like because I was like, are teenage girls just weird or awkward?
Yes, no, they're just weird and awkward.
Yeah, but I was like, the problem is, I feel like now when we were growing up, like you get more attention just by being loud and wild and fun and what usually attractive. But now it's like you get more attention by having something dramatically wrong with you because a social media post.
It's also pointing out the negative. It's troll culture.
So the social media post gets more attention that's negative than it does positive. So it's like constantly like, this is wrong or that's dramatic. And it's like, I try to tell my kid, like, just shut up. It's not, you're just relax.
Well, I think I was listening to maybe it was somebody on Sean Ryan or something. I don't remember, but it was a lady and she was making her hypothesis is we need to let kids be kids a little bit. Kids are going to make stupid mistakes. They're possibly going to do some drugs. They're possibly not fentanyl. I'm just talking about smoking weed or, maybe some acid or whatever it is, but they're going to do some stupid shit. But that's all part of the learning process. And all of a sudden we freak out, or a lot of people do freak out, and they just like panic or whatever. But I was thinking about, if you take away, we know a lot more. So when we've talked about this before, like growing up, you and I were just like, my mom would kick me out of the house and be like, you come home at dark.
Yeah.
Like, because I wanted to play my Nintendo all day, but she wasn't going to let me, right? Or whatever. I would get bored with it and I'd go outside on my own, but I was outside all the time. Well, my kids can play outside, but it wasn't like, I don't feel comfortable with them just going through the neighborhood, people's yards, all that stuff. Because now I'm like, that guy over there could be a pedo.
All right. And then you look it up and you're like, he is. Oh my God.
He is one. But there's that side of it. So then that's limited. We were at Medal of Honor Park. I grew up next door to it, and we were literally in the woods all day. That's phased out. And so it's like,
well, I can tell you why, because I know what's in those woods
right now. It wasn't back then. You know what I mean? So like, if it was, we didn't know it because it wasn't published on social media or on the news. It's that kind of stuff. It's just, I think the biggest challenge we run into is just kids don't get to be kids as much anymore. It's changed.
Yeah,
because they're forced to grow up. I mean, like my kids still can't play Roblox because of the amount of pedophiles on a fucking child's game. I mean, come on, dude. Like, it's stupid, but that's the reality of it. Like, you're there just to, I mean, it's just dumb.
According to some corners of the world, though, that pedophiles made the internet.
That's true.
So
it's, I mean, I don't know. I just, it's
there's
just
probably
weird.
certain things they did do.
Yeah. Kids.
I saw a hat
Was
that
it
was on
Mark
some
Norman?
ridiculous. Yeah, this is a Mark Norman one. It was a hat. Like, I don't know why these hats pop up on my social media, but it said, "I can't believe a Sistine built this chapel."
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
I actually think that's funny.
It is kind of funny.
Is it CIS? Did it spell?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, CIST, and
Yeah, that's even better.
pretty funny.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Rad Brethren Podcast. Just remember what Dale Boyd said.
If you drop your friends, you won't have any.
What's up, gang? Just a heads up, we're going to take a month-long or so hiatus just to spend some time over the summer just doing summer stuff. So we'll be back, but we're just going to take a little pause in the meantime. So if you got any, want to listen to some stuff, go back to the old archives. Specifically, dig up anything with Bug. Yeah, those interviews are great. We've talked about them before. Carrie's a good listen to. Go back to listen to the early stuff. All right, see you guys in about a month or so. Later.